If you want one of the most affordable full stainless muffler deleting axle backs for your 2018 and newer non-active GT, then the Pype-Bomb here from Pypes might just be the system for you. The Pype-Bomb will pack 409 grade stainless steel for the 3-inch mandrel-bent tubing, along with 304 grade steel for the quad 4-inch polished tips, all for right around that $400 price point. Installation will require the smallest bit of cutting, as is the case with every S550, so expect a soft 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter here and a couple of hours or so from start to finish. But if you guys hang out till the end of the video, we'll show you how it's done. So at the time of this video, the Pype-Bomb here, along with the MBRP Pro system, will be the two most affordable axle backs of their kind on the site. And what I mean by that is both are going to pack a full stainless build, and both will delete the factory muffler for maximum volume. Now, speaking of which, guys, let's talk about where this Pype-Bomb will measure up on our patented Wake the Neighbor scale. And if you guessed all of the neighbors, well, you would be correct. Now, I'm gonna go 4 out of 5 here because you have to keep in mind, guys, that this is still with the factory resonator and manifolds in place. Replace that resonator with an aftermarket X or H pipe, or toss some long tubes in the mix, and you are easily going to peg that scale. Inside the car, on the other hand, you do pick up a bit of noise, but because the factory resonator still is in place, the drone is going to be minimal at best. But with the sound all covered up, let's get into the design here with the Pype-Bomb, and as you can see, it's a rather simple one, right? Eliminate the factory muffler and essentially put a straight pipe in its place. Now, with the older style Pype-Bomb systems, you get kind of this unique resonated tip, but with the newer S550 system, you're just getting a straight pipe with 4 beautifully polished tips on the end. Materials here will be a combination again of 409 grade stainless for the small amount of 3-inch mandrel-bent tubing you have, in addition to the small amount of 304 grade stainless with these 4-inch tips here polished and absolutely beautiful with everything in place. They have been given that slash cut design, although it's not nearly as extreme as some other manufacturers in the category. Now, just a quick heads up here, guys, Pypes does also offer the same exact system, but with a black tip instead. About 20 to 30 bucks more here on the site if that's a look you prefer instead. But as promised, guys, we want to show you what it takes to get the Pype-Bomb in place on your own S550 at home. So without further ado, here is our detailed walkthrough along with that quick tool breakdown.
Tools required for this job: a sawzall with a nice metal blade on it, safety glasses, a tape measure to measure your cuts, rubber mallet, an extension with a deep 15 and a deep 13. That is if you're removing your exhaust off the vehicle to cut it off the vehicle. 15 short with the universal swivel is for your tips. 3/8 drive, white lithium grease. Optional is the electric and air impact. Now, for this exhaust install, you will not need to remove your whole exhaust system, but you will need to make a couple of cuts. You will notice that we are going to change out this exhaust because we need to keep this stock. So now Pypes has some awesome directions, and they tell you to cut right after that first bend, after the muffler. So it's going to be right around here. And on the passenger side, it's the same deal, right after that first bend. So right around here. Now I'm going to swap out to a already pre-cut exhaust, and we're going to show you a video of how to make those cuts.
First thing we're going to do here is make a mark on our catback. That's going to show us where we need to cut so we can remove the factory axle backs. So what we want to do is find our muffler and come down right after the bend. As soon as the bend stops and you have a section of straight pipe, that's where we want to cut. I'm going to go ahead and make a mark here, and we'll do the same thing on this side. You want to find your bend. Right after the bend, you're going to have a straight piece of pipe, and we'll make our cut line right here. We're now ready to cut our factory axle backs out of here. I got a metal cutting blade on my sawzall, so let's go ahead and get this guy cut. So I'm about halfway through the pipe here. I did throw a pole jack up in place here, so when I go all the way through, this muffler doesn't come down and hit me on my head. All right, we've got our axle back cut now. I'm gonna slide the stock muffler out of place. I'm gonna spray the upper hanger with a little bit of WD-40. Should be able to just slide this right on out of our hanger.
All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is attach our tip to our tailpipe section there. We're gonna put our clamp on first. Make sure your clamp is on your tip correctly, just like that. Now, I'm not gonna tighten this down just yet. I may give it a few clicks. What I'm gonna do is put this into our hanger up here. Then I'm going to attach our tailpipe section here. As you can see, I already put our clamp over our exhaust system. Now I'm going to put these two pipes together. And as you see, I didn't tighten that yet, so we can get our adjustment. We can get our tips on there and tighten everything up. Now let me tighten up this in the spot that I like. That should be good right about there. I'm putting a little bit of pressure on here while I do this. You want to make sure that clamp is nice and tight. You don't want any exhaust leaks. So we are going to have some adjustments still, but we're going to get our tips on there and then tighten that down for our final adjustment. Let's get our passenger side on next. As you can see, I already put these two together. I'm just going to tighten up this clamp here. And I did spray some white lithium grease in there to make this a lot easier. Now let's attach our tailpipe section. Put our clamp over those two. Get that adjustment that we want. Again, we have a lot of adjustments still. So let's get our tips in and then tighten those up and then tighten these clamps up last. All right, so this axle-back kit came with the chrome tips. We're gonna put our outside one on first. And we are going to put them on until they almost bottom out on that tip. And that is a 15mm socket. You're gonna wanna make sure the Pypes logo is parallel with the ground. So I have a swivel socket on a short 15. I'm just gonna get on top of there and tighten up our clamp. And let's get the inside tip on. As you see, when you bottom this one out, it's going to stick out about an inch, inch and a half. Again, make sure that Pypes logo is parallel with the ground. Tighten up that 15 on top. All right, here's the driver's side. This might be a little harder to get to because of your bumper. As you can see, we still gotta get that final adjustment. All right, as you can see, I am moving our tip into the final location. And then I'm going to tighten down this clamp right here, make sure it's in the right spot. And then we have two remaining bolts for our hangers here in the middle, right behind our differential. Let's get these tightened up. All right, that's gonna wrap up my install of the Pypes Pype-Bomb Axle-Back with polished tips. For all things Mustang, keep it here at AmericanMuscle.com.